What's going on, guys? It's Nathan. This is definitely the wrong shirt to be wearing, but just disregard that because there's no bias here because I love Marvel and DC. But I really wanted to talk about this because it it really bugs me. First off, I love AMC Theaters. It's always my go-to movie theater. I'm a part of their Stubs program. I super love them. I love their theater, their experience, IMAX and everything. I have yet to experience Dolby Cinema, and I'm sure I would love that. But just let you know, I love AMC Theaters. But what they're doing here, it's wrong. It's so wrong. And I know it's a time crunch because it's already 31 hours. This is a Avengers Infinity War marathon where it's only in two select locations in the United States. It's in AMC Empire 25 in New York and at the AMC Disney Springs 24 in Florida, which I have been to once, and it's a very nice theater, beautiful dine-in setup. It's great. But I was in the midst of watching Ant-Man, which is a part of I'm doing the Infinity War Challenge, one review of the MCU movies a week, and this week I am doing two, and they're both up right now. By the time this is out, I am reviewing Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War, so if you want to check that out, you can. But, plugs out of the way, this concerns me about their schedule. I'm going to go ahead and put the times on screen and reveal them one by one. So, I was reading through the description, and it says fans will have the opportunity to experience a 12-title Marvel movie marathon unlike any other. 12 title. That is missing 7 films. There's 19 Marvel Cinematic Universe films that includes Avengers Infinity War. There will have been 19 films at that point, Ant-Man and the Wasp being number 20, but that's not out yet, focusing on Avengers Infinity War's opening night. And this event starts on April 25th, and it baffles me what they cut, because at 1:30 p.m. they're showcasing Iron Man, then 4 p.m. The Incredible Hulk, then they cut Iron Man 2, went to Thor at 6:15 p.m., 9 p.m. Captain America: The First Avenger, 11:30 p.m. Marvel's The Avengers, and then, which is just so crazy, they cut Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier, have Guardians of the Galaxy at 2:15 a.m., Avengers: Age of Ultron at 4:30 a.m. They cut Ant-Man, 7:15 a.m. Captain America: Civil War, 10 a.m. Doctor Strange, cut Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming at 12:45 p.m., cut Thor Ragnarok, and Black Panther at 3:15 p.m. with Avengers Infinity War premiering at 6 p.m. Yeah, can you understand how crazy this is? Now, I know this is a time crunch thing because it's already 31 hours. The last big marathon they did, select locations, was for Age of Ultron, which was also upwards of 12 films, and that was like 27 and a half hours. And this being 31 hours, it's more intense. And if they did all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, it might end up being like a 48-hour event, if not more, maybe like 50 hours, and that's definitely an impossible thing. But then make this like a 2-part day event. Like, I just recently did 2 days of the AMC Best Picture Showcase, where they showcased all the Best Picture Oscar films, where they showed 4 films on the day 1 and 5 films on day 2. So you can split it up, and people can choose what they want to go to, and it's not too difficult. I think that would have been a better option than what they've done here, because just let's go through it. Yes, Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk, and if you're gonna cut anything, I don't think anything really should be cut, but if you're gonna cut anything, I think the best argument you can make is the Incredible Hulk, because the only thing you really need to take away, since we're following a new actor, is just by the end Hulk can control turning into the Hulk on command. He can do it. Just as long as you have that knowledge, you play out the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe fine. But it's a main thing about not only leading to Infinity War, but it's the characters flowing and the flow of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, because Iron Man 2 is a important part to Iron Man. You know, questioning his morality, you know, what he's going to be doing. He's dying. He's facing that. You know, you get a deep look, like introduction to Howard Stark, which is a big key player of the creation of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he's flipping through the notes, and you see, you know, a cube drawn. And I assume that's the Tesseract, which is the first introduced Infinity Stone. And that's no wonder why they kept Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and the Avengers, which is good. And Iron Man 3 is not really pertaining to the Infinity Stones, but it's deeply affecting the spiral Tony begins down, because he's just so scared after the events of the Avengers. He has PTSD, he very much does, and he has to come to grips with that, which leads to the creation of Ultron, which leads to Civil War, which leads to where we are in Infinity War. It's an important thing that you should not cut for the character of Iron Man. Thor: The Dark World, say what you will about it, it introduces the ether, which is an Infinity Stone. I don't know how you cut that. It baffles me. And then Winter Soldier, which is finding out that Hydra infiltrated Shield, and it's really the reason we don't have Shield anymore. So I'm really concerned for like first time viewers, and I know majority will have already seen these films attending this marathon, but there are some people who will not have. This will be their first time, and this is the wrong way to go about it. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's good to have. Then you have Age of Ultron, and then they skip Ant-Man, which I am currently watching it right now. I did stop it at the beginning to go ahead and make this video because I felt so compelled to do it. Ant-Man is important to lead into Civil War. I'm getting that feel. You know, he's an important character. It's his introduction, and if he's going to be in Infinity War, which I believe he is, you know, like a little quick bit, and then more prominent in Avengers 4, you kind of need that instead of just dropping him randomly in Civil War. Again, for first-time viewers, it'll be a bit confusing. Then we get to Doctor Strange, which is good, and then they skip Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is the most baffling to me out of all of these, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 by the end sets up, okay, now we have a new member, Mantis, and Nebula, who are both going to be in Infinity War. You see them in the trailers. If you're just going from Guardians of the Galaxy straight to Infinity War, that's a big gap, man. You can't just do that. Groot's grown. The end credit scenes of Volume 2 are important. It's crazy. Is it not crazy? Is it just me? Am I going overboard? I might be, but it's just that doesn't make any sense, especially with like the progression of, you know, where Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 go. I mean, Yondu is a big thing. It's weird. And then they got Spider-Man Homecoming, which is good because, you know, Iron Spider, big draw, and it's Spider-Man. And they skip Thor Ragnarok, which I don't know, but don't you think Thor goes through a big change from Age of Ultron to Infinity War? You know, not only his appearance, but where his mind is at, what happens to Asgard, Loki. Like, Loki's in Infinity War. You can't just jump from, and I guess that's why they cut out Thor: The Dark World, because the last time you see Loki is according to this marathon, the last time you see Loki is in Avengers, transported with Thor, and then you see Thor again in Age of Ultron, and Loki was supposed to be there, but he's not, and you get a hint of Ragnarok in that, and we're just not going to address it, and the next time you see Loki from Avengers to next Infinity War, that's a big gap that does not make sense, and you need to explain how Loki gets the Tesseract, because he has it in the Infinity War trailer. You see it, and without Thor Ragnarok, you don't know that he took it from Asgard. You don't even know how Loki is with Thor and all good. What happened to Odin? All that. Asgard's on a ship now? That's confusing. That's very confusing. And then they hit up to Black Panther, which is great, and then Avengers Infinity War. It's so broken. They're missing 7 titles when this entire thing is important. Really, they should have made this a 2 to 3 day event. 3 days would probably be good. Do Phase 1 with Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America the First Avenger, and the Avengers for Day 1. Day 2, do Phase 2. You do Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. Cool. Then you go, or if you want, you can put Ant-Man with Phase 3, because that's a good flow to Civil War. That's why I'm doing this double up week of reviews with Civil War and Captain America Civil War. But then you go to Phase 3, which, as I said, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, and then finish with the premiere of Avengers Infinity War. Like, 6 to 7 titles a day is not as bad, especially when they're doing 12 here. It's confusing, and it's just not good. And I know that a majority will have seen these films already, and this is just a play catch-up, enjoying to be able to re-experience these on the big screen. I get that. But in a flowing narrative sense, it's broken. It's so broken, and it bothers me so much, especially rewatching all these films back to back. It's wrong. It is wrong. And honestly, I do recommend, I would go, If I had the money and I was in the location, I would go, but I honestly feel like you'd be better off watching the films all at home, which you can already do, unless you really want to re-experience them, like I would want to. But if you're just like, hey, I want to be in the full sense of Infinity War, I want to be caught up on everything, don't do this marathon. It is wrong. If you want to check out more of the info, I will link the original link on the page I'm reading in the description. If you're in the area and you want to get any more tickets that are left, if there are any, you can check that out as well. Again, I'm going to link it to the AMC site in the description. Let me guys know what you think. It's crazy to me. So I want to hear your guys' opinions. I really need to talk about this. So that being said, guys, if you had some sense of enjoyment of this, any interest, hit the like button, subscribe if not already. And that being said, I hope you have a great day. And may the force be with you always.